we go. Here we go. Urban Creek on a Sunday. Get the lyrics going. Get the history in the pockets. The recoveries. It's been 4 months since I've been out here. 4 long months. I think the last time I came out here was like March 5th. No, it was March 4th. Excuse me. It was a Saturday, March 4th. Dang. I mean, I don't know what to expect today. I don't even know if this is a good decision. 4 months, a lot can happen though. Definitely a lot can happen out here. You know what I mean? I mean, you could find some major things if you haven't been in one spot in 4 months. But the reason I haven't come out here is because it hasn't rained hardcore. And I know the personalities of each creek, what it takes to manipulate things. And this one right here is a sandy creek mostly. There's not a lot of gravel bars out here. It's mostly the sandy stuff. You might be lucky enough to find a couple of gravel bars here and there. Those are the things that have them. The places. What do we have here? Do we have a Sunday sign? Let's read it out loud. If I'm in the mood to read, as burned out as I am. Laminate, what's that say, laureate? Something life. Lost authority? What the heck? I can't read that. Lost without you, probably. I guess that says lost without you. I see, geometry's right there. I think that's a U. Lost without you. Oh, there's the U right here. Okay. Wanted something more? I have no idea. I can barely even read the date. I think it says 1981 or 1991. I can't tell. What's on this side? Nothing's on this side. Check this out. I'm seeing some fancy things already. I don't know how much I can add to the pockets today if it starts off like this, guys. Let's hope we find more history than we do artistic things. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know how much it rained out here or flooded out here in the past 4 months. I need some major things first, to help us realize that we're going to hit it right today. I'm going to be out here till dark, possibly. I don't know. It's 12 noon. Oh, well, look at that. We're keeping this thing. Look, it's the story of somebody's life. We're hitting it right already. We found a tape with the word heaven on it. I hope you like my acting voice. Besides, I'm burned out, so it helps out the acting. Man, we found a name tag. I got to Google that thing right there with the answer. I mean, for the name down here. I bet that company's you know, not around anymore. It's going to take a while for my brain to work. I'm tired. I did a lot on the kayak yesterday when it was like 95 degrees. Hold on. Let's take a look at this thing right here. Is it recoverable? Well, it might be, but that fills up a pocket. I just got my butt out here. That's it. And I saw a couple things over here too. I'm trying to whisper because this is the first time out here that I've noticed footsteps. And they look really dang fresh. I know fresh footsteps when I see them. Come on, guys. I need some signs today. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. They're going to give us some signs. And they're not going to be the spiritual signs I'm looking for. They're going to give us some signs that are going to be like literal signs. Street signs, whatever. Well, at least we're about to grab one. No, it's not a spear tip or anything like that from 7,000 years ago. It's a piece of the pot. Of course I had to set the jug down. You can't miss that thing. It's right here. The biggest thing in the stash over here. All I had to do was lean down to see it. So I guess they're not looking for the good stuff. There's one. I wonder if it's going to be the only one that we find and recover today. It's got no design on it though, I don't think. Just a typical scratch design. Yeah. Good find. Thanks for that one. There's a clear piece of white quartz right here. Well, it's almost clear. And when it's like this out here, from my experiences, it's always got to be something. And I think it might be, it's probably just busted though. Man, dang it. A busted bottom of one. No, I'm not going to collect it. It's part of something though. It's got the micro napping on this side. That's a pretty piece. You can almost see right through that thing. Very nice. It definitely was some kind of tool or something like that. Some kind of artifact. Because they love this kind of stuff out here. From my past experiences, I found some nice ones. And when it's that clear and that white, you definitely got to take a look at it out here. That's new. That's new right here. Human history, a wheel. I think I'll toss that up into the woods. Good find. To maintain the history out here. I'm going to try something though. I don't think I've tried this before. Maybe I did. Because I shot so many videos. I've been shooting all these fancy videos. I mean, this is as fancy as it's going to get, guys. I mean, it is, because it's not like we're going to concerts or anything like that. We're just out in heaven chilling. But I'm thinking that, you know, I tossed that gun up in that toy gun, that little Nerf thing, whatever it was, into the woods as a way to maintain human history. And it made me think about this in one of my videos one time. What if there's got to be an even trade-off, you know? Did someone just, that had to be a bug now. Someone just said, I thought someone just said there is an even trade-off. Did you just say there was an even trade-off? There had to be an even trade-off? Man, they talk of a, oops, don't say that. Don't say that. They talk of a storm. We don't need a storm right now. I'm busy. You know what that is. And I think if it's full, I know where it came from. This is going to be the doll that I put right over here. Twice. That's going to be the doll. I know my stuff. I know all my videos. What you know about that? That's it. That's the one. Recognize that face. I recognize all faces. And so does someone else. I'm going to put them in the same exact spot that I put them 2 times in a row out here. That's scary though. Man, the things that I remember. Oh, it's my gallon that fell over. But it fell over in the opposite direction. That's weird. It didn't fall over in the right direction. But think about this concept though. Think about this. I'm gonna try something. What if there is, what if there does have to be an even trade-off? Like if I throw this up in the woods to protect human history, and they allow us to find more and more and more of the ancient stuff. I know you're going to say that's how it's orchestrated. I mean, you know you're going to find more. Da Vinci, come on. You know for a fact you're going to find more. Regardless of if you throw it up in the woods or not, to protect it. So you can come by and find it 6,000 years from now. 3,210. 814. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to find more stuff today. But what if I don't? Unless I do something else, like an even trade-off. Like I give them something first and they give us something later. Alright, there's your trade-off. What else am I going to find that's ancient out here? At least I found this. Did it just disappear? There's no way that it disappeared. There it is right there. The fourth marble I've ever found out here. Check that thing out. Only the fourth one I've ever discovered out here. Thank you, Lord, for that find. Same face. Going to be in the same place. Let's hope nothing sticks their long bodies out and strikes at us, you know. Okay, where was she last time? Alright, I tossed them up right here. Okay, yeah, this is it. The first time I tossed them up, and then the branch just catapulted them back, if you remember that video. It was funny. I'd do a slow-mo on that thing. It was so hilarious. And then I just set them down here. And then when I came back here in March, they were in the same spot. So right now, they're going to be in the same spot. Maybe I'll get them a little bit high right here, if they don't mind. No, my video's not scary. They're just interesting. It is what it is out here. It is what it is out here. Number 6, I think, could just be a rock. It's got that curve on it, number 6. If I find 7 in here, that's going to be crazy. That means they are speaking through me to try to relay messages to the human race. I see something white. I don't ever find points out here, hardly. And it's not one. Look at that angle, guys. Man, my bad. I don't think I can ever say again that they owe us for that one. They're allowing us to play the game of life. No, that's not one. That's 2. It's just a busted rock. Man, I saw that thing right there, and I thought that was a chert arrowhead intact right here, man. That thing. That right there. It's a leaf. I thought that was a quad or a Dalton. It's a dang holly leaf. Man. Heck yeah. Hexagon. Add it to their pile. Imagine finding this 518 years from now. It's going to be like finding Roman tiles. Kind of. At least it's flat. Alright, why did I do that? Okay, why did I do that? This was one of the first things I said in the video. I said, let's hope I don't kick up a half intact Native American pot and break it. Well, I kicked up something, but it's not a half intact pot. But it is a sword. It's humongous. You can see where I kicked it up. I saw an edge on something. That's a big one right there. Good find, another good find. Heck yeah. Gotta be more careful. Baby Jordans. I bet the land would love to hang on to this to keep it alive. Imagine finding this 816 years from now. Man, I tell you what. Oh, I think I see a sword. Is that another one? No, that's a rock. Look at that, dang. That thing had a curve on it too. I feel like I'm getting closer to some points. There's some log jams that have been cleared out, and I see some leveled off sandbars. They could just, yeah. There's some nature that's missing up there that used to be there. Let's hope no one came out here to, cut things down. But this stuff like this, man, I mean, that right there is like history repeating itself. That one little dish, 814 years ago, in the same exact spot right here, is where you could have found a Native American bowl flipped upside down just like that. That has only been in the creek for like a couple of weeks. That's what you have to understand about the history of things, on how many things can be repeated in time. You just have to know how to see it and understand it, but you don't come out to experience it like that. It's almost like the Native Americans and the ancient peoples, they love to teach. You just have to have the curiosity is to come out and learn. It just takes one piece. They want you to find that one single piece. Either it's broken, intact, if it's a point, spear tip, a Native American pipe, if it's anything at all. They want you to find it so they can give you a history lesson. Like the original teachers and all, when it comes to the time out here. And it leads you into your future. And then you respect the past and the future too. And everything is all good. That's why I only look in the creeks. I don't go digging on land. I don't go and walk the fields. Whatever is in the land needs to stay in the land. The water is where I'm always going to look, like in the creeks, because time never stands still out here. It's always changing. And the last thing we need is for stuff to be carried out of here and misplaced in the wrong way. So it needs to be recovered so you can study and learn from it. This is new right here. Check out the toy gun. No, I'm not going to add it to the pocket. I might add it to the woods. That's a tiny little thing too. Of course, it's that Play brand, whatever that says. I don't like guns. I've never been a gun person. It's a killing device. I know a lot of you out there that say, you're a pansy, man. You're a pansy. You should have realized that they're not all killing devices. They're for protection. Thought I saw a soapstone. Oh, that's not one, it's a rock. Let me add this to their stash out here. Oh, crap. That piece of plexiglass with the art on it, the scratches. I dropped it someplace and I left it. My mind is slipping. What the heck? As my uncle and the other family members used to tell me when I used to do stuff like that all the time, they used to say, well, if you did that, it must not have been important enough. Good point. A very good point. So if it is a very good point, then where is it? I will be looking for that very good point. It's getting real hazy at the moment. Look at this. Look how hazy it is now. I mean, if I'm going to be out here till like 8:15, 8:30, if you see any purple or start hearing a rumbling noise, please let me know. I still haven't found a plastic bag yet, but we don't always need a bag. We just need coverage. You know, I could find a potato chip bag and use it for coverage. Just gotta dry out the inside, whatever. Check this thing out though. What's this? Check tip. Target Productions. Something. Santa Monica. Oh, it's the tip percentage thing. It'll tell you what your tip needs to be. It's not a vintage item. This could have been from like the late 90s, early 2000s. But the numbers are always going to be telling you something though about the history of it, the time frame. Hold on. So if your check is $100, then the tip amount should be $15. Whose family member ever carried something like this in their pocket? I had like 2 friends that carried something like this in their pocket. It used to bug me to tears. I just dole out the money, guys. I do. I don't ever do any kind of math when it comes to tipping. I'm like the biggest tipper you ever could come across. Hold on. Is that brick? Or is that bottom of a pot? It's foundation on it. Oh, it's a brick. Dang it, I saw the edge on it. Oh, is this a preformed granite one? Should I recover this thing? That looks like a preformed granite point right here. Look at that. It's got the stacking on the back. Well, all right, let me add it to the pocket. That's too good to just leave out here. It could be anything though. I can't stand coming across stuff like this. I can't. Because you're hoping that it's the real deal Holyfield. I know it's probably just a ground down preform. But it's got that perfect shape though. It's like they're still making it. But it could just be natural. What you think? Let me go ahead and add it. Anything or not. It looks legit. It's white and it's fully intact. But does it require bubble wrap? Yeah. But that's crazy though, guys. I mean, it's just weird. The things that I find out here. The natives should have been living out here. They were definitely living up here in this region up until like the very early 1800s. They had to have been. And then when I looked at that log up here and I pulled it up on the high part of the bank and someone chimed in when I was asking about the hatchet marks, like the axe marks in it. They were so rough and so raw that you can tell that the natives did that thing. And it was smoothed off, like sanded down or something, in particular locations where it was used for stacking on a structure, on a house or something, when they're structures. And someone chimed in on audio and said, when I was asking about how, or could they teach me how they made their structures, and someone chimed in and said, I can show you how. You talk about being blown away. That was when I first found that log, and I had to come out later and pull it up to the bank. Like on another day, I had to come out here and recover it and put it up on the bank. Because after hearing their answer, and they told us that they can show us, they can tell us how they built their structures. I knew I had to protect that thing. I think I might have found one. Check this thing out. I was looking at this and something caught my eye to my right. I know you see it. It's the whitest thing out here. I was over here and just cut across and I completely missed that thing too. Look at that, there it is. I think it's a dang busted Mora Mountain. One of their little tiny things, but what the heck is that thing? Oh, it's part of a hose. You screw it on and that's the tip of the hose right here. That's a weird looking object though, look at that. That guy in England, London, he will definitely upcycle this thing to something else. It's got a cool metal top on it. Let me add it to the pocket. Maybe I can figure out something to do with this thing. That's cool. But let's go ahead and pick up the busted Mora Mountain. I might go ahead and add it to the pocket since it might be the only point that we collect today, pending the outcome of the thing in the pocket, the Lord's preform looking thing. Yeah, it's got a little tiny tip thing on it. Almost crystal clear. Well, let's pray that it's not going to be the only one that we find today. That would be kind of sad, wouldn't it? Dang. Welcome to GA. It's not Kentucky. I thought I saw something. Oh, there it is right there. You can barely see it right here. There's something stuck under the rocks right here. It looks like it's been worked right here. You can notice how things been worked on it. Look at that. Hold on. Look at the napping on it. Another busted one. Welcome to GA. It's not Missouri. We'll look at this one first. We'll look at that one later. Anyways, back to nature. We'll pick this one up instead. Ooh-wee. Welcome to GA. That's a nice one. A little bit crooked, a little bit amateur, but it's intact, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pray that it's not going to be the only one that we find today. But this is GA, not Kentucky, not Missouri, not Ohio. They keep us humble in GA. Thank the Lord for that. All right, once again, let's talk about this idea of the even trade-off. Now, we saw something up in the woods earlier that can definitely tell your human race story, a story of your human race, you know. And they gave us a masterpiece, but not more than 3 feet later, there's something here that can definitely tell a story when it comes to modern humans. A gear. I wonder what they will give us if I traded them this right here. And toss this thing up into the woods. Imagine finding this thing 7,000 years from now. I wonder if they would like to have such an item as this. This is definitely desirable for any kind of art or anything else, you know? But I have to do the trade-off first. I gotta hand it off to them first. And then hope that they'll, you know, give us a trade later. That is if we'll ever see it. But this is something that they would definitely love to have as an art piece. Imagine them, you know, the spirit of the land out here, whatever. And they're looking at it. You know, whatever. I'm just talking. And you think about it though. I mean, imagine them wearing something like this around their neck. You know, like who are the ones like Wu-Tang Clan or something like that? You know? Or one of the other rap artists like to hang things around the neck. And it's something like this. I think they would definitely love to have this. A piece of jewelry. A piece of art hang on the wall. Look at the moss and the silt that's covering the entire creek right here. This is wild. It's almost like there hasn't been one single bit of manipulation for at least a month. It had me thinking about that artifact back there though. And a few of the other lightweight pieces. I mean, we would have found those things earlier. Most definitely. because we're not going to miss anything that I know of. But when it comes to this right here, I mean, it's weird. In a very good way, though. I mean, it's like, what if that's all it takes is for you to have the desire to come out and look, to find it? And it was placed there perfectly for you to find it. And they were not about to get the waters rough out here until you came out to find it. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Why does it have to be broken, guys? I thought it was a piece of plastic. It's not. It's a midsection of a masterpiece. At least it's something, right? It even matches the sole of the shoe perfectly. What you know about that? Still hanging on to it. Because I don't find shirt out here. Or flint. Not Native American. Go figure. Beautiful though. Go ahead and leave it. Thought I saw something. Where's that thing at? There it is. Dark blue bead, second one of the day. Well, second bead of the day. Oh, that's a nice piece. Part of the lady. Part of the painting. And it's in the form of a triangle. Look at that. A little bit off-centered. Nature knows how to break it, though. When it comes down to it. Perfect in their own right. I know there's a lot of things that I talk about in my videos that are quite controversial. I know you're laughing. You're saying you ain't lying. That you're not lying about. Is that a piece of coal? It's big and black. Don't I know my stuff by now? It is a piece of coal. Robin's paver. I'm taking that up into the woods. Where am I? There's no pockets for a brick. And I don't have a backpack on me either. But you know, I was thinking about something when it comes to these triangles that I used to collect all the time before they scolded me in my videos. And said out loud when I was going through the ones that I found in my closet one day. When I was in the middle of trying to take a lot of them back. Nearly all of them back. And someone scolded me and said, Metatron, bring me all the triangles. I don't know if they're talking about like the artificial ones. I think they were talking about the rocks, the real rocks, you know. But I had a thought about something a few months ago. The triangle also represents what? I say it sometime in my videos too. in some of my old writings from ancient times, a long time ago, called a pyramid. Hope I don't forget that brick. And it deserves to be way up there, so it's not lost forever. But these triangles I used to collect, a lot of them are so perfect that I used to also call them pyramids, you know. What if some of the game tokens that we found, what if some of the pieces that were created, knocked off, you know, shaped by the hand of ancient man, hundreds and thousands of years ago, not hundreds of thousands, hundreds of years ago and thousands of years ago. Now I want you to think deep about this. A long time ago, they also used those things as game tokens and stuff, right? They designed them. But how did they know what a pyramid was? A triangle. I think I see a piece of soapstone if I don't slip. This stuff is so cool out here. I absolutely love this clay soil. You can do anything with it. My uncle actually had a small bag that he collected a long time ago, that he had in the bottom of his closet in his office, that I found many years ago. And I thought I collected it, but I didn't. Family trashed it. And he just had a bag of clay soil, just like this. It's a piece of clay soil. I thought it was a soapstone shard. Anyway, better luck next time, right? Boy. But when it comes to the pyramids, the triangles that look exactly like pyramids, what if it's based off something that was communicated to them, the ancient peoples out here, in the state of GA? What if it was something that was communicated to them? They had to get the knowledge about something that was shaped like a triangle, right? Come on, ants. Find your way up. I definitely had to think about that one. Boy, that is definitely not recoverable, but it is a piece of ancient history. But next time we find triangles together, next time you find triangles, if you have the desire, just don't, take my advice from my own experience about being scolded by the Almighty. The ones out here, don't steal the triangles. But next time you come across the natural ones out in nature and you pick it up, think about it. How is something so perfect in this area of the world that is not in Egypt, not in South America, whatever, but out here? What is it about this place? The almighty mine, the resources, almost too big for the pocket. Can never be fully intact, but we'll recover what we are able to, what we can. And there's a modern piece right here. Maybe I'll toss that back up on the bank. So history will repeat itself. Let's do that thing. I thought about collecting this, but there's no way I'm going to be able to get this out of here or into the pocket. I'll have to stash it for later. That's a nice little puzzle piece that I could... Dang. Yeah, let me go ahead and hold on to this thing. That's a nice one to add to the art piece later. I'm going to have to hold on to this thing for the rest of the day. That thing's going to fill up the hand. I've already had to tie the pants because the pants are being pulled down from the weight of the other objects. You gotta love days like that. Uh-oh. I recognized something like this from yesterday. Oh, my bad, cute deer. I didn't mean that. I know they scolded me before. In one of my most recent videos, they said, "You're scaring the wildlife. Don't you know you're scaring..." No, they didn't say wildlife. They said, "Don't you know you're scaring the life?" And I'm sorry. But that right there is what has me a little bit worried. I know it's beautiful and all, but when you see the white caps with the purple outline, like it's being traced out in dark purple, something is growing. But at the moment, I'll go ahead and look down and pick up this other marble right here. I've never found two in one single day here before. In this one creek. Never more than one. Hitting it right again today. Thank the Lord for bringing me out here today. Oh crap. I think I might have found a Missouri style find of a lifetime here. I just kicked it up. I thought it was rock, but I saw napping on it. Then I thought it was a piece of plastic. Hold on, let me set something down. Hold on. It's right behind me. I think it might be time to celebrate. What the heck do they have me saying out here ahead of time before something happens? This is crazy. There's no way that this is what I hope it is. There's no way. Guys, it is. Look at this thing. Man, it's right there. Oh, crap. Dang. I've come out here before and found a bunch of crappie. I'm not saying crappie. Don't say crappie out here. You don't want to hurt their feelings. I found busted, quartz ones that would have been the size of my left hand, but I thought this was just a faker. And I kicked that thing up. I saw an edge with napping on it. Let me get this into the pocket first, Add it to the stash later. But this right here, guys. Please tell me that is legit. Oh my God. We're not in Missouri, we are in GA. Oh my God. Fully intact blade. Dang. Largest one in my collection. Might always be the largest one in my collection. They find ones like this in Missouri every single day. It's made out of granite, I think. Look at that. Boy. Where the heck did it come from out here, guys? I saw that edge and I just kicked it up. I thought it was like a piece of plastic or something, because I know this is GA. You don't find stuff like this in GA. But we do now, don't we? Find in my lifetime for the time being. And I thought about stopping way down here. I didn't really feel like coming up here. There is something large that needs to be used with bubble wrap. And I have it in my hand. Welcome to GA. I'm looking. I will not be surprised if something like that giant, massive find of a month. Let's just say it forward, find of the month, so I can continue to find things like that. for the rest of the year. I won't be surprised if something like that fell out of something like this. This is new collapsation. I love this hobby. I do. Yep, this is it. They led us to a spot I was meant to make it to today to recover what they were trying to get me to recover due to this hobby of ours. There's no way I'm going to be able to get past this thing right here. Look how deep the water is. Across the entire creek. We have made it. They're just trying to tell us that there's nothing else further up the creek. I still would like to cover, further down the creek. That thing is up to the neck right here. That is up to the chest. That is up to the forehead. Who's ready to go swimming in some urban water? Not me, because I ain't doing it. You're going to say, Da Vinci, you lying. You find any way around everything. Well, we just found perfection, guys. We did. A Missouri-style spear tip made out of Georgia granite. Georgia stone, whatever it is. There's no reason to, hop in this thing here. Look, the fish are even bigger than the hand. Thanks for the signs, guys. Thank you for what you do for us. I'm always loving it and always loving you too. Time to go backwards. Who knows what else we're going to find. Hey, check this out. Look what I just found. No soapstone bowls today. I mean, they're always going to be broken. No soapstone shards, but I found this, and it's made of soapstone. How can I always know exactly what soapstone looks like? By just even looking at something. It was under this right here. And all these rocks. And it stood out like a perfect thumb. I know you're probably just going to say, hey man, it's just a piece of soapstone. It's not a Native American artifact. Look how it always flakes off. I love soapstone. You can easily carve this thing like you would never believe. Let's toss this back up on the bank too. I know it's not carved into a fish. It's just a piece of soapstone. I mean, look, hey, there's a face in it though. Would you look at... Add it to the pocket just in case. Man, it's only 4:15. We've only been here for like 4 hours. There ain't no way I'm going to be leaving at this hour. Let's keep going. Let's hope we find some more major things. But like I said about the balance earlier, there's no way it's going to take me 4 hours to cover this little tiny amount of distance left over. Might as well make the most of the time, right? I hear thunder. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, they're trying to get me to go along with the game, though. All I keep hearing in the background up from here is a bunch of rumbling in the horizon. Boy, is that ever a nice one. That looks exactly like the little plastic piece, There go the booms in the horizon. And what you know about that? And there she is. They carry that thing a long way, for real. It takes a lot of rough waters to move something like that. It's been trapped for like a year, 9 months, whatever. You gotta love that balance of nature. Well, what do we have here? Who doesn't love finding stuff like this? If you don't recognize that shape, you suck. I bet the label's off though. It is. Man, that's going up on the bank. There ain't no way we're gonna allow this to be carried out of here. Vintage for real. It's about to go high. Oh, shut up, man. Sorry, I don't mean to be so angry. They just spoke through me. Someone just said it's about to go high. And they're going to give us... Uh-oh. Green and red. Green and red radar coming through. Are they going to try to drag me all the way out here next weekend to try to recover after they manipulate the landscape? Let's go ahead and protect this thing. Both of them. Imagine finding these things 4,000 years from now. If you think they're worth something now, imagine later. There's no stone wheels out here. Look, I found a boiler frying pan with art on the back. And we have the fake cologne that we find at the gas station all the time, but it's got a liquid in it. Let's hope it is real cologne or some kind of fragrance and not just water getting in. We'll find out later. Quite the find indeed. Imagine finding something like this 10,000 years from now. Now I think I know what I need to do with my cologne stash. Encase them in semen and take them out to be found later. What you know about that? Thanks for the idea, guys. Up on the bank it goes. Da Vinci style. Now, if you don't remember what this was used for, especially if you're older than like 35 or 40, shame on y'all. What is it? Man, look at that art on this side. Imagine finding this 2,810 years from now. It's a phone jack from like the 50s and 60s. You know, you plug in the big cord right here. Old school phone jack right here. Telecommunications. Not a dang thing. But that doesn't matter. We had an extremely, extremely good day. Let's hope it continues though. I gotta get the heck out of here. Something is turning dark. And it's not me because I'm not getting the sun. I'm not increasing the tan. So it's not me. Let's get the heck out of here. I'll see you back at the studio as usual. I'm not going to be emptying out this bag like I normally do, because there's definitely something in here we do not want to be breaking. And it wasn't broken for a few thousand years. And today is not going to be the day. Let me go ahead and take this stuff out really nicely, really safely, really carefully, to govern what we recovered today out there in this heaven. Da Vinci style. Now you talk about a perfect day. Check this collection out. Look at all this art. Look at all this history right here. Man, we definitely need to have more days like this. There's like a story in every single piece. For real though. Look at all this. I mean, what is that, a spray nozzle? I just kept it to study. I mean, look at the metal pile. It keeps growing. I mean, there's an art piece right there. I cannot wait to get a perfect collection. Enough to start working on this stuff. Gotta wash it first, you know. I mean, just give it a tiny scrub in the water. Not rub off too much. You know, gotta keep the natural tones. What nature intended. You know, their side of things. What they like to put on that. Yeah. But you got this stuff right here. I can't tell if that's water or if that's going to be actual cologne or perfume in this thing. I got to test it later. You got to love it when you find this stuff intact. Imagine finding it like 7,000 years from now. You know, like some other things that we might have found today. That we did find. I mean, there's some pegboard from like 1981, 1974? Really? Cool. Add it to my construction artwork later. Same thing here. Home site stuff. Yeah. Nothing like the arts. Just like those kids out there. Asking me if this was a knife? I feel like Crocodile Dundee. I just wanted to say, for real, this ain't no knife. That's not a knife at all. That's a knife. Tell me about it though. I mean, who doesn't remember something like this? You know, the old gas heaters from like the 50s all the way through like the 80s? That's just a broken all piece. Kind of like the one in my mom's bedroom back in like the early 80s. Got some kind of helmet? Evil Knievel? But there's nothing evil about this stash. Beautiful objects. Look at that. I know it needs to be cleaned up. Needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Just scrubbed slightly. Not break anything off. Man, what side is better though? Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. Why do you think I like the 3D art so much? So you can walk around it and see all sides. And not just one. Could those be from like the 1840s or could they be from the 1940s? Could those be tap shoes? Those could be tap shoes, guys. Look at that. Well, yeah, alright. Got some random stuff, you know, spray paint it and add it to my garden later. That's definitely going to the art. Soles of the shoes, all that kind of stuff. This masterful stuff right here. Random stuff, you know, all that kind of stuff. Look at that. Who's Keisha? Happy holidays, Keisha. I wonder if that place is still in business. It's not like these days where you can do a background check and type in somebody's name and company like that. All about heaven. I can't move too much. This ID card right here. This thing right here has got a name, a name on it, a first and last name, Franklin Simon. You might be able to put the puzzle pieces back together with that one. Got 2 nice marbles. Got a bead, 2 beads actually. Yeah. When's the last time you used one of these things? 15% tip table. I mean, how high can you go? Could be old school for real. Well, not that old. It's got the area code on it for some California number. If it only had 7 digits, we would know about the age of it. But what about these things? All we know is that they're ancient. I mean, look at these things right here, man. Boy. I think the natives, they just trashed the stuff into the creek that they broke and kept all the intact ones and buried them in the ground to maintain the history of it. I mean, some of the fully intact pots deep underground, about probably 3 to 5 feet underground, could be more. They're probably still holding seeds and stuff, things that they collected a long time ago. And the ones that they broke, they just tossed out in the creek, the waters of eternity. Here's a piece of soapstone. They probably had plans for this. There's a face in it someplace. I saw it earlier. Why do you think I collected it? I forgot the angle that I saw it. Oops, my bad. That was a little bit too noisy for the Da Vinci studio. And that's a little bit too broken for the collection. You talk about a heartbreaker relic. For real. Almost like it was made yesterday. And we got a stone preform right here. Could be a granite preform. Instead of napping it away, they try to grind it down. Could just be the laws of nature doing their thing. But this thing, look at the measurement on this. I think it's about 5 7/8 maybe. Probably a little bit more than that. Yeah, I think it's about 5 7/8. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's a little bit more than 5 7/8. Look at that thing. Almost 6 inches, just about. You talk about Missouri style, but it's Georgia style. Like I said earlier, welcome to GA. Please allow us to find more like this. Largest one in my museum stash. Every time I watch those videos, the ones that are created from Missouri, Kentucky, Ohio, they're always holding stuff like this. This might be one of the largest ones ever collected in the state of Georgia. I'm not sure yet. What a masterpiece indeed. What an addition to the historic pile. Talk about Da Vinci style. I've been waiting for this one for a very long time. An extremely long time. But let's pray to the Almighty Spirit out there, and all the other ones, that is not going to be the last.